When you're born and your parents, living in their paradigm, project certain things on you, like this is what it is to be a child, a female, a male, this is what's expected of you, this is what you can expect of the world, these are your limitations. We buy into that because these big people must know something we don't. And if you grew up in a family that didn't have this flowing psychic ability, and you said, why does Uncle Fred have a red cloud around his head? You might get told, oh, don't be so silly. Oh, you're making that up. Don't tell lies. And what do? Is you take that aware part of yourself and you tuck it away somewhere deep in your psyche because it's not acceptable. And you need to belong. You can't be abandoned by your family, so you tuck away those parts that you've been told you can't have that here. And you start to make choices in your life based on subconscious patterning that's been introduced to you throughout your childhood. The kind of partner that you're drawn to, the kind of work that you end up doing, where you live. All of those choices we think we're making consciously, but really they're subconsciously influenced. And for me, my job as a psychic is first of all to introduce you to your subconscious and then give you these kinds of tools to help you become your own psychic. Because really, it's much more empowering to learn to trust yourself. But you need to work with this kind of information. And in the future, there isn't one hologram, there's many. So if you go to a psychic and they say, here's what's going to happen to you, and you invest in them a certain degree of authority, and you go, okay, that's what's going to happen to me, that's the hologram you're tuned in on. And if it's a great future, awesome, go for it. Stay totally tuned into that hologram. But if it's not, well, you know, instead of going, oh, sucks to be me, shift into a different hologram. It's like with the law of attraction. You know, I want abundance, and now I'm going to try and make it happen. Whereas if you say, I want abundance, the first thing the universe might do is fire you from your job because it's not going to get you there. And now you get to look at the patterns you have around lack and self-worth that are holding you from having abundance. So when you're having those experiences of how you are perceiving energy, you're really looking at your own consciousness. And it's going to show up however it does. So rather than say I'm getting it right or I'm getting it wrong, just why am I seeing this? Why is this meaningful to me? Does that make sense? When I was on my way to Nepal, 13-hour flight over the Arctic, because that's actually the fastest way to China, which is where I had to go first. Don't ask me why, but that's how they figured it out on the map. And an elderly gentleman going back to Guangzhou, China, became all of a sudden very ill. Blood pressure dropped, he was sick. They laid him out on several seats, but all that's below us is ice. There's nowhere to land. And the only paramedics on the flight were getting ready to hike the Annapurnas. They didn't have any gear with them. I'm a therapeutic touch practitioner. I worked on his energy field. He fell into a deep sleep and was stable for the rest of the trip. Isn't it cool?
That's awesome.
You all have this. It's not a special skill. It's how you're built. You're made this way. And this is what I want to get to today. All the limitations you think you have are just ideas and can change.